How you doing, Don?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Good. At least I am.
Doing great here.
Hey, you're up walking around, right? And it's a good day. It's a good day.
Really.
All right. I'm hunting for the page. I got lost on the way over there. Hold on. I go find it. That ain't it. I'm in the wrong one again. Where is it? Oh, there we go.
Good evening, Don.
Good evening. So happy to have you here.
It's good to be here.
Good, good. How's my volume, guys? Everything okay?
Yeah, you're fine.
Good here.
All righty. Well, we're just a little bit shy of the time, so I'll open it up for questions here before we get going. Any questions from anyone?
I got a challenge. I'm not sure how to handle. I've been working with it. I've got this it's an eye cream, and it comes in a rectangular clear acrylic cylinder, and then inside of that cylinder is like a metal tube. And so it's a shiny metal tube. So I've got a reflective inside of a reflective. And it's
Yeah.
like, that's tough to light.
Okay. All right. Let's quickly look at this. That's a really good dilemma. I like to play with that sometimes. So let's look at this. Got a square, right? Rectangle.
Rectangle, yeah.
And then there's a cylinder.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's more like, 5 inches tall and then a
Okay.
4 inch inside of it.
So what you're going to want to do is get your main light coming from the top, softbox, typical configuration, 1/3 in the back, 2/3 above the front. Okay. The
Okay.
item's back here. It's all going to be in the white cards because this angle of reflection is different than this angle of reflection. So you're going to have to put a card maybe out here like this to get a little bit of a highlight down the side of this. And then you may have to put another card back here like this to get this cylinder to reflect that. You're going to be working inside. So it's going to be all white cards. I would probably say 4 or 5 white cards. One of them could be shiny. 2 of them could be shiny. My favorite shiny board is still the inside of a coffee bag. It's
Yeah.
really, really gorgeous. That brushed aluminum look is a nice poppy light if you can get the light to hit it. And you may have to drive a speed light with a snoot on it, like for instance, speed light, snoot like this, right on that car, on that shiny thing, so that it has light to come back into it. Using the snoot to keep it off the set, keep the light off
Okay.
the set. So you might have to play with that as well. That'll be really, really, really tricky. You could do
Okay.
multiple shots too. You could do, shiny card, white card, shiny card, black card, that type of thing, and then put them together in Photoshop. But try to get it. I would say try to get it in the shot if you can.
Okay, yeah. And then it's got like a light gray lettering on the front of it, which is like really hard to make that show up because the inside container is blue. So you got that blue shiny inside that white, that clear shiny, and then that light gray lettering. It's like I can't get the lettering hardly at all.
Wow. Okay, that's a challenge.
That's why I picked it though. Is a very interesting looking piece, but it's like, wow. I started trying to light that and said, this is gonna be a monster.
I'll share this with everybody real quick before we get going. As you all know, I'm a huge fan of AI. If you're ever wondering if somebody's doing it, there's a little thing called writer.com AI content detector.
I saw that.
And it will let you know. I mean, it can't guarantee it, but it will let you know. So this person is writing about how wonderful AI is, and this is the 3rd one I did. She got 89. That's not bad. That's a pretty good score. I wouldn't worry about anything that was 65 and over. but you get down in the 40 and 30% range, probably coming out of AI. And of course, this is fun. Did you know that Word is now adapting ChatGPT that will go inside Word and be like, on your phone when you start to type a word and a word comes in,
Okay.
they're going to make GPT do that with entire paragraphs. You start the paragraph, chat will finish it.
Wow.
It's a dark and stormy night, then all the Snoopy cartoons come
Yeah,
up in
a dark
one
and
chat.
stormy night, you bet. Yeah. All right, let's get to it here. We got a screen up here. Before one more thing. Does anybody have to leave early? It's a problem sometimes. Okay. We have less pictures than last week. So we're not going to go 2 hours and 10 minutes like we did last week. But if anybody has to go, there's an emergency, just pipe in and say, hey, Don, can I go next? Because I got to leave. Is Gary Jones here? Gary. No, Gary Jones?
I'm here.
You are? Oh, there you are. Sorry, Gary. I looked right past you.
No worries.
All right. Oh, this is really good cologne.
I like it.
Yeah, that's really good cologne. I like it too.
So the ads are mostly in black and white, which is why I did this one.
Yep.
But I prefer the color better, I think. But anyway, I put them both in there. Just
Okay. Let's look at the color one. I think you did a good job on the color. I'm not that crazy about the black and white. For some
Yeah.
reason, it's I guess it's all these tones are so close, right?
they are right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't real crazy about it either. But
Over here, they're just tones of brown and they work fine. And the cool color of the perfume
mhm.
against the real warm colors of this look really, really good. I'm going to be real picky here, and I don't know if I don't know if this is going to make a big difference, but you got this soft green, right? Playing against the brown. And then in your thing over here, you put the blue one on top. And this blue one is a more striking color against the brown than this is.
Yeah.
I think maybe the blue should have gone back in the deck
Okay.
to let this really pop. Great highlight down the side. Bottle looks good. Sunglasses look really good. Passport, we could probably pull that gold up a little bit. You have Nick, not Nick. Yeah, Nick. Do you have Nick?
I do. Yes.
Use Vivesa. Come in with Vivesa. Just choose that little gold, one of those little gold flecks in there, and it should bring up all the gold without messing with the blue beneath it.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll give that a try.
It only needs to come up, Gary. Just a little micro touch. Don't make it shine.
Right. Yeah, I tried to keep that side of the photo toned down a little bit to make the bottle pop more, but
yeah.
You
And
could I was just gonna say you could probably very easily go into Photoshop and select that blue bill and then go into curves and you can change the color, desaturate it a little bit.
Yeah, just go in there and desaturate it. Might just
desaturate it. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the color in there. That looks really good. I think this passport, we just bring that up just a little bit. The nice thing about it is the black is so dark against the background, right? I think I said this last week. One of the things the eye will search for is the darkest item against the brightest item. The black crow against the white cloud. We see it. Our eye goes to we see it. That's what we look for. And then down here, this is so bright that even if you brought this gold up a little bit more, it's not going to really pull away. So give it a shot and stick it up on Facebook. Let us see how you did it.
I'll do that.
All right.
So I gotta ask, has the passport ever been used? Because that is like the most pristine condition I have ever seen one in.
So I just had to replace my old passport, and so that one is about 3 months old. I've gone to Mexico with it once, but that was it. So
All 6 of my different passports from different countries with different names look pretty good. Yeah, no, this is really nice.
I just got my passport for the very first time. So that was kind of nice.
I think this is my 4th renewal or something like that. It's been a while.
Mine is actually sent off and I'm waiting for it to come in. It expired this past summer and didn't realize it. So you've got a box here,
Mhm. And a scrim.
white, okay, oh, there's a scrim. Okay, so you got a
Yeah.
box behind the scrim,
Mhm.
and then you've got a white card right
Mhm.
here,
And then another box.
white card here.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a box there too.
Yeah.
Should probably.
And then if you see,
box.
I took 2 of the flashlights that I use to light paint, and I shined them directly into the bottle to get it to just illuminate a little more.
Oh, okay.
They're on the left-hand side there between the scrim and the setup.
Is this one of them?
Yeah, that's one, and then one up there. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Nice. Would you put anything on your flashlights when you're light painting them?
It depends. I got the Harold Ross. There's a little adapter that softens the light, and I use it. It's basically just a PVC L-shaped thing, and then sometimes I'll put a little piece of scrim over it to try to soften it a little bit.
Quickly, I made one of these. See if I can find it. Got the flashlight at the top, right? I took
Mhm.
cardboard and I made a little bit of a cone, just a little bit of a cone, not like a snoot. And and it's spray painted white, just cardboard, spray painted white after I glued it. And then right in the middle here, I glued a scrim.
Oh,
So
yeah,
there's
that's
the
a
light,
great
there's the
idea.
scrim, and then it had these edges on it, and it's real pretty on the edge. Real pretty little light. Haven't
like
used it
that
in a
idea.
long time.
I may have to make one of those. That's a great idea. Thanks.
Yeah, it's really pretty light coming out the front there.
Yeah.
One thing I did, Don, is I took cut off the top of an LED light bulb. You know, the diffuser that sits on top of your basic LED light
Yeah,
bulb.
yeah.
I cut it down to where I could just stick the flashlight in it. It throws a nice glow all the way around.
Oh, how cool.
And it's
Interesting.
cheap. Those LEDs burn out all the time. I don't get 30,000 hours out of them.
Yeah, that's what they say about those fluorescents, the curlicue.
Yeah.
So our laundry room, those things are supposed to last 25,000 hours, right? We've replaced 25 in our laundry room in probably 6 years. A whole box. I bought a box of 30. There's 5
Wow.
left in there. Like every month or so, damn it. It's like we got to get up there and do it. Anyway, Virginia. Where is Virginia? Virginia, off in Hawaii, probably in the middle of the afternoon in Hawaii. All right, so there's an art print behind it. Window light, backlit with a light wand behind the coral. Okay. All right. That's pretty. It's got a nice feel to it. Virginia's it's got some grain going on. I wonder if you shot this in film. Really, really good. I would have you make sure that these shoulders are real clean up in here. And these little marks right in here, it's just in the glass. Make sure they're real clean. I don't know what that is. And that, you have to clean, maybe even clean that one up there. Really make this crystal look good. I like the label. And yeah, all right. I don't know what lens you shot it with. Let's see if there's a behind the scenes in it here. Oh, okay. So window light from the front and light from the back, a light wand. Cool. Joe.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Joe, how you doing?
Good.
That's really nice, Joe. What are these white things that you've got here?
Just foam blocks.
A lot of fun here, a lot of fun going on with the shadow.
Right, and so I wanted to get the shadow in the blocks, and that was
Yep.
That looks
tough
great.
trying to find the. Pardon?
The shadow looks good.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. It's really fun. And bottle looks great. And of course, the white disc in the back is putting the color through the,
Makes it easy.
yeah, makes it
Yeah,
really,
it did.
yeah. That's fun. This
And that
is, you almost don't see it, you know? But
That's
when
a-
you see
that's
it looks really good. It just sort of
okay.
brings it out.
That's an overlay thing that can be turned off or on.
Yeah,
It looks okay with it and looks okay without it. I just left it for the class.
yeah. This would make a nice ad, nice horizontal ad coming down through here. Yeah,
Little dollar store perfume when it was still $1. That's a couple years old.
yeah. Don't open it. No,
No,
unless you have some rust on a bumper you want to remove.
right. I left the straw inside of it. I was gonna try to pull the straw out and I said, nah, just leave it. So it's the hard light, kind of
Is this your-
mimicking window light on that side.
All right.
And and then there's 2 white cards up front to kick some light back from that octabox on the top, which was really
Well,
low power.
Is this light able to get to your bottle, or did you do 2 exposures?
No, that's that's getting to the bottle. It's funny angle because of the way the
Okay.
phone took the picture.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I just adjusted it till I got that shadow to fall in the middle of the blocks.
Take one last look at it. We see how it's lit. Nicely done. I love the highlight here, Joe. It's so soft and pretty. It keeps the large, and I hope everybody can see it on your screen. You got a large highlight over here. That's very subtle, but what it does, even though it's subtle, what it does is it adds to the roundness of the bottle. We feel the roundness when we go over here and it starts to reflect from over there. And I have a feeling if this is really clean, this is shaped. So that bottle is sitting forward of the, where is it? Oh, there it is. Forward of that little shape that you have there,
This cube, yeah.
the cube thing, and being lit actually by that thing's being lit by this whiteboard over here. Am I right?
What's that thing? The cube?
Highlight on the bottom.
Oh, on the side, yeah.
Yeah. Because it's
Maybe a
real
little
tall and
kickback.
it's really clean. It doesn't have any angles like the other thing.
Right, doesn't have the angles of that hexagon or whatever that
Yeah.
is.
Nicely done, Joe.
Thanks.
Do you get those blocks on Amazon, Joe?
No, Alibaba. I've looked on Amazon forever and I can't find anything. I went on Alibaba and there's thousands of them. And they're like anywhere from 50 cents up to about $1.50.
I was gonna say your shipping runs higher than the product.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've had them for a
cool.
couple of years now.
Well, I recognize the brand on that. So if anybody's looking to put portfolio pieces together and not do it expensively, that's from Dollar Tree, right?
The
Yes.
perfume?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to put together a portfolio, there's $1.25 for
Right.
that and come out with a fantastic image.
I think Hobby Lobby occasionally has little blocks like that too.
Yeah, once in a while, but we were looking for them in that mentorship group a while back, and I finally let me just try Alibaba. I never bought anything on them before. And they just had all kinds of people selling them.
Nice. All right, Jennifer Moore,
Yes, sir.
how are you?
I am gonna be haunted by this little bottle for a while, but
Oh, wait till you do silverware.
oh, I'm sure. We don't have a lot of scents in our house, so all of the scents come from like the airline bags that they have when my husband travels for business and gets to sit nice. So I had the choice of like, cellophane wrapped or like this one that I pulled from Bulgaria to shoot. So
Yeah. Now, the challenge with this, of course, is the background and the bottle both being white.
mhm.
So we kind of lose the bottle in here. But your label looks really, really good. And be careful the next time you do that. You see the edge of the bottle is, I think it's right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. See that space there and see the space here? Got to twist it ever so slightly. Always with your bottles, make sure that label is dead center. It will save you from being yelled at. How do I know that? Trust me, it will save you from being yelled at. Yeah. I like this idea. It looks like plexi.
No, because I have weird, cheap ideas sometimes. This is a roll of holographic vinyl for like cricket machines. Like I was in a Joann's when they had all of their little vinyl for cricket, like on some, buy one, get one deal. So I
Okay.
thought that could be fun. I like the kind of water-like look of it. If I had just like some white acrylic, it would have been easier for me. This has a few fun house mirror type properties. So in the photo and the reflection out of camera, the bottle actually has a bit of a beer belly in the middle.
Okay.
I had to go into puppet work to clean up, and like those blasted caps, there was some nasty water lines at the top. So I spent more time in Photoshop on this than
Now let me ask,
wanted
is
to.
the bottle shot separately or is it on a new layer?
So there are 3 shots here. I took a shot of the bottle is on that vinyl, and you'll see in the behind the scenes, it's right in front of the softbox. So I shot just the bottle, and then I shot the bottle without the lid, hoping that would help with some of the reflections and stuff. And then I did a 3rd shot where I added in the roses, and I actually ended up using the rose petal shot without the bottle in it because the proportions were just too off, and I needed to be able to shrink the rose petals down some.
Let me ask you this. If you have the bottle, if you can trim around it, I would make the whole background that color blue.
Oh, okay.
I'd take it all the way up behind the bottle. When you do that, the bottle's going to totally pop off the back. And I think that's the shot you're going to want. So if you can do that, pop it in Facebook and tag me, okay?
Okay, should I try to leave do I make it the blue appear behind the bottle as well then, I'm guessing, as opposed to leaving the bottle in
Through
white?
here, you'll probably have to paint it in.
Okay.
But this I'm going to go with, that's a white label, leave it alone. Yeah, it stays like it. Little bit up here, you'll probably have to just, make a layer and just a little bit of color coming through the top of it. But remember, it would be coming through randomly. It's not going to be perfectly clear at the top of that bottom. It's going to be a little bit of random. So it should be easy to fake. All right.
Sounds like
Very
fun.
good. Very good.
I like your comment. The devil's own
I
child.
needed to have a little bit of levity after fighting with it. So
That's the devil's own child. Yeah, boy. I know what you mean. What you could do next time on a bottle like that, I would say honestly, Jennifer, this just screams for dark field lighting. Okay.
Okay.
Which means behind the bottle right here, right next up to the softbox. So it's going to lean right against it. You put a dark paper about this big, dark board, softbox. I mean, black cardboard. Blue cardboard would be great. See? And then the light spills around and lights your project up. You got a little whiteboard here to bounce it back, lights the edges up. but you get that nice deepness to the back.
Okay,
Try
I
that.
can try that.
Yeah, try that. That'd be fun. Thank you very much. Jim Hill.
Hello.
Hi,
Good
Jim.
evening.
So I take it, is this laying down or is this photoshopped on?
That was a flat lay.
Flat lay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It kind
it-
of came on it kind of interesting for being a flat lay.
Yeah, it has it's the nice shadows underneath it that tell us that it's a flat lay, that's for sure. The crystal ball is not popping. So see this area right here?
Yeah.
I want you to brighten the whole thing, Jim. Let's just brighten that ball a little bit to make it pop off the background. And is it a single shot?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to do this. I want you to gently cut this thing out. Move it to a new layer, okay? And then right back behind it, about like this, I want you to burn it about 5%. So in other words, if we look at it and we see the burn, you went too far. We don't want to see the burn, just want to feel like it's a little darker up there so that ball pops out, okay? Well, otherwise, the light looks very nice. Great, great idea with all these. What kind of flowers are these? Jasmine?
Yeah, I don't know for sure. They're in a bouquet of flowers that I got, and I kind of deconstructed the bouquet. And when I deconstructed the bouquet, all these kind of fell to the floor, and I picked them up.
Well, they go along really well with the color scheme of the lamp, that's for sure. Nice composition.
Oh, thanks.
You should tuck them away and label them. And keep a library of things like that.
Yeah, I got all those. There's about 4 or 5 different flowers in that bouquet, and I got them all separated out. They're drying in my basement.
Right
There you go.
on. Right on.
Put them in baggies, gallon baggies, and store them away. It could come in very handy. So window light and a scrim. I would never have guessed, Jim. I would have thought that was a big softbox. But actually it is.
It is a big softbox.
Yeah, it is. Nicely done,
Just-
Jim.
Just on electric.
Yeah, nicely done. F16. So your exposure time was what, like a half second, maybe?
Oh yeah, it's probably around that,
All right.
if not a little bit longer.
Nice.
It's very cloudy out.
Yeah, nice. That's a great way to shoot, by the way. As long as the subject's not moving, what the heck? Who cares, right? Yeah. Derek.
Hello.
Hey, Big D, what's going on?
It's all good. Hold on, let me get this down here. Doing good, doing real good. Didn't think I was going to have an opportunity to participate, and then had a couple snow days and snowed in. This was my first. I did a second edit, which I used a little bit more of what the background actually looked like. So used a CTO behind the perfume on a small LED with a CTB gel bounced off the ceiling. I have a white ceiling that was above, so I bounced the light off the ceiling with the blue and bounced the orange off the back of white background.
Now what I want you to do is is this a separate shot or you shot it on position?
It's all one shot.
Okay, let's get this off the background. I imagine if you did this, if you cut it like this, and you move it to a new layer, told Photoshop, find subject, nail it.
Yeah,
Right?
it does.
Yeah, select subject, nail it. So what we want to do is we want to bring this up, and a little of this warm color that you have in here, let's bring it into here. Let's warm this up a little bit more. You got all these blues, which is sort of nighttime, right?
Yep.
Blues.
Look at my second edit. I've done a little bit of that.
Is that on here?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I about an hour later decided it was better edit, and so it should be 2 or 3 shots over. There it is, I think. Yeah, there, down below. There's the orange.
There you go. Okay.
Brought
Yep.
just a hair of orange in there, darkened it up.
Yep. Yep. We got a little bit of the orange coming down into the bottle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. It's a nice shot, man.
So the bottle's got blue, a little bit of pink already naturally in the bottle itself. So the blue gel bounced off the ceiling, caught that, and then I was able to take the orange and just give it a hair of extra oomph in Photoshop.
Yep. Let's use that, that burning and dodging thing that I do with the new layer.
Yep.
Let's just bring this whole bottle up a little tiny bit,
All right.
just a little bit. Very nice, man.
I like the setting he created with it, of the rocks and the background light. It's really nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had
I couldn't believe how small it was when I saw you behind the scenes.
yeah, I shot
That's
that with
amazing.
a 70 to 180, zoomed in on it, and brought it in. I kind of had to deconstruct one of my sandbags, poured it out into the tray.
And you can tell, by the way, folks, that Derek likes to be undercover when he's out shooting with his camera.
Yeah, nobody knows that I've got
Nobody notices that camera.
now.
How long did it take you to stack all those rocks?
Oh, not long. I had those. Those are river rocks, so it really didn't take that long. I just a few
That's
minutes,
very-
really.
Very nice.
Thanks. Yeah, I stacked them so that you couldn't see the back lip of that tray.
Uh-huh.
So I was disguising the back lip so I didn't have to fill that whole tray full of more sand.
Very cool. Love it. I love your set. Really cool.
Thanks.
Nice and simple set.
Yeah, a little bit of blue card there just to again catch that bottle.
Good job, sir.
Thank you.
Steve, Pam,
Hey, Don. How you doing?
good. What are these glowing? These
Yeah, those are little glow sticks. Yeah,
glow sticks.
Sweet.
Wow.
Oops.
they were
Very-
really hard to get lined up straight. I'm not 100% sure that I like it, but I decided to go with it. So
Well, this I would say you gotta fix.
yeah, that's what I
Gotta-
didn't like about it. Yeah,
gotta
that and the
fix-
fact that they're not glowing uniformly, which kind of bothers me.
Yeah. This is where you look at the job. Let's say this was a commercial job you were getting, right? You look at the job. If the job is coming from the local distributor and it's going to be in 2 local magazines and they've got a budget of $1,500, you're going to do the best kind of lining up. I'd probably say like glue them into place if you had to,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
If it's the company and it's going to go into 50 consumer magazines, the budget's going to be somewhere around 17 to 20 grand, right?
Mhm.
At that point, you're going to shoot 2 or 3 of these things by themselves, and your retoucher is going to put them on perfectly.
I gotcha. Okay.
So, yeah, but you want to get them as perfect as you can for your book. I think this is a great idea. Instantly, yeah. The lighting on the perfume looks good. We got the, I know it's
Yeah, it was
not a new
half
bottle, but
empty
that's all right.
bottle. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. The highlights down the side. I like this little black line you got going here. Right there.
Mhm.
So it delineates. We got one over here, keeping that edge of that cap going around. We know where it is. It's pretty clean. Your label looks very good.
Thank you.
Don,
Pretty good.
before you go on, I have a question.
Sure.
So I envision on trying to get the lights, you would use like possibly a piece of paper or some kind of very thin cardboard, push it up along so that they meet and then remove the cardboard.
Here?
No, like when you actually physically set up the lights, right? But how, do you see what I'm saying? Am I explaining it correctly?
Are you talking about the glow sticks?
Yeah, so, I mean, you have to position, right? So if you put like a piece of cardboard in so that they touch the cardboard to
Mhm.
line it up, then lift it up, then
Yeah,
they
what
be
that-
like perfectly pushed
that,
up.
that platform is actually a stack of CD cases, like DVD cases
Oh
that you
my
get when you want
gosh.
to burn a DVD. And so I kind of made a little staircase with them.
Yep.
And then stuck the little glow sticks on each,
Oh, I see
level
that.
of the stairs. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. And I took probably 200 shots of this trying to get those things all lined up the way I liked them and straight. And they're still, you can tell like they're not 100%.
It's like the third from the bottom. It's like the third from
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
that,
And
the third.
I had about 4 or 5 hours to do it while they still glowed. And so I, worked as much as I could and then just took the best one out of the
That's
bunch.
it's so
Yeah, it's really great.
illusional. Is that the word? Illusionistic? I don't know.
I mean, I was kind of looking for a stage and then the spotlight coming down in the back with the speed light that's firing through the little gap between the two black cards.
And I wonder, Steve, I
Yeah.
wonder if you shot it from like here with a 28 millimeter lens, having these things kind of grow towards us. Keep it so it would look like you're looking up at a, like in Vegas, like on the strip,
Right.
like looking up and having this, and then putting a light behind it, so that even though we don't see the back, we're driving the light through the edges and getting the highlights off the glass.
Mm-hmm.
That could be fun as well.
I might give that a try. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. I don't have any more of those glow sticks, but I can, at least not in that color, but I can come up with something.
Hey, Steve, do you mind a comment from the peanut gallery here?
Sure, please do.
It looks like your light in back has a little bit of a tilt to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had two thoughts to that. One, if it were tilted more like a highlight coming from the side might be interesting, or if it were more straight. It's just off enough, it feels to me, and this is just me, like it's a little bit like a horizon line. It's not quite straight.
It's not far enough at an angle. I'm wondering, did you do that to make it look like it was a Hollywood kind of thing, a light?
Kind of, yeah, right.
I would try to bring it in here, and you may even take it, if it's on its own layer, take it, put it over here, and then put it over here as well.
Yeah, it's not on a layer. This is all one shot. Actually, that's just gelled speedlight fired through two black cards with a little gap in between them.
Yeah,
so
very
you can
good.
see it on the, yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah, really good.
Beautiful.
I mean, you're
Thanks.
really onto something. You got a heck of a great idea going there. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Yep. Phyllis. Phyllis. Is Phyllis here?
It says she can't make the meeting.
Oh,
But what's the critique?
Okay, yeah, I it's probably really late for her, right? Like 3 a.m. or something.
whisper.
I think she's in France. I may be wrong. Phyllis, I love the highlight here. I love this. I really like what you did with the label here, and throwing the light through it and getting the light behind the bottle like that. Really, really nice. You've got enough light behind it that the bottle's glowing. It just gets a little dark back here, which I think you could have fixed from the top. There's your bottle. Your light's over here, driving that shadow or that light from the bottle right here out. I think if you'd put a white card right about here to catch a little of this light hitting that card where we couldn't see it. So it's tucked about round back there, right? Couldn't see it. That card would light up and give us back the bottle here instead of that very, very dark area. It's not terrible. I just think that bringing that color back to the glass would be a good idea there. This looks great up here, the lighting with the the highlight against the dark and then the dark against the warmer, brighter area. Very nice, Phyllis.
So Don, you're saying the card behind the bottle
Uh-huh.
where just where we're looking at the bottle, but out of view.
Yes, but
Huh.
coming, it's not leaning against the bottle. See, it's coming out
Yeah.
right there. It's coming out because the light is coming from enough of an angle that it's going to catch that card.
Okay.
Now I probably have it drawn too far out. Derek could probably be back about there, so we
Okay.
couldn't see it, and then back behind the bottle so we could see it that way. The only other thing I could think of would be to put a light, a soft box or scrim back here somewhere to come in this way to catch this part of the bottle.
She may even actually have to put the card on the left-hand side of the bottle because the bottle's refracting the light. So that bright side is from the light coming from the right on the left-hand side. So it's getting that dark area, I think, coming from the left-hand side of the frame.
You're right. This dark area is this shadow
Yeah.
on the inside, but once you hit it with light, that should open it up.
Oh, okay.
It should open it up. So, yeah. Very good. All right, one more time. There we go.
Well,
Yep. Well, I don't know where camera's coming from. So, camera's coming from over here.
well, the label's directly on there. So wouldn't she be shooting?
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't look like the shot. I'll tell you, when we look at the shot, there's definitely a light coming from there.
Yeah.
And we can see it through here. We can see it. I don't know if the setup is exactly the shot she did. No, it doesn't. That doesn't.
She wrote a note on there that she forgot to take the photo while it was set up.
There we go.
Yep. Sure does.
See, who pointed that out? Who was that just now?
Which
Gina?
part?
That was you?
Yeah, me.
Remember, Gina, these look a lot like instructions. Okay, and I'm a guy. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Real good. Really good.
Oh my gosh.
And we go right to yours.
Oh,
That's pretty. All the lace. I love the light you got in the back here. What are those like flocked branches or some sort of limbs?
It's from a flower arrangement I have in the other room.
Oh, okay.
They're like 3 feet tall. So I had to fold it.
Really pretty. And what is this?
It's a necklace.
Oh, okay.
I was just trying to get some contrast.
Yeah, I like it. You're on to something. I just would say this. This is so important here. This lid, right? We can't let it go out of focus. I don't care if this goes out of focus. But see what you did, I think you probably focused right about there. And so your field of focus is, back there like that, maybe a little richer than that. And I think you should have focused up here, bringing the whole thing forward a little more to pick up this guy in front, to do that. The colors are really, really nice. Purple's really nice. I was just my brain was saying, yeah, but it doesn't go with the red. And then I realized, yeah, that's my red. So we can get rid of the red. I think I think watch your focus where you put that focus line. And remember, it's 1/3 forward and 2/3 back of whatever you latch onto. Do you use autofocus on this or do you manual focus?
I did use autofocus and I realized after the fact that I should have focus stack.
Yeah, focus stack could be great too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you folks, when I'm working on a table like this, I'm probably manually focusing it. You know, and I'm probably manually focusing it on my laptop screen, not even through the lens. I'm watching the laptop for my
Right.
focus, so. What were you gonna say, Gina?
That perfume set is from my grandmother. She was born in 1900, and her son, my uncle, brought that back to her from when he was in the military from Germany.
Very, really nice.
I feel very blessed to own it.
Yeah, no kidding. Really, really pretty.
I love it. Mm.
You had an inch of ice. Where are you?
Texas, my gosh, this
Makes no
ice
sense to
storm,
me.
the ice storm we just had, this my first one. That was intense. I don't want to do that again.
Wow.
I had to pry my car door open. I had to pry it open, and it went
Jeez.
when I was opening.
What part of Texas?
I'm in Georgetown. I'm just south of Dallas.
Well, isn't that fun, the way people drive on ice in Texas?
I
I lived there for 5 years. Those people are nuts on ice.
I stayed home. I was not, I lived in the Northeast for 5 years. I've never seen anything like this.
No, it's yeah. Texas has its extremes.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to be a minimalist because we're moving to Arizona 2024. So I'm trying not to buy anything. So I wanted lace for it, and I remembered that I had a dress upstairs. So that's my lace, is a dress.
Your light, I love how you have your light right down on top of it. That's why your light looks so beautiful on this. It's just really nice. The closer you bring the light, it's just so much prettier. I love that. What part of Arizona are you moving to?
Happy Jack.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Happy Jack. Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
cool. They got snow up there this weekend, but they didn't get ice.
I'm fine with snow. Snow is good.
Not that it matters much, but did you use a flash or constant lighting on that?
Constant.
Yeah.
My flash equipment, I can get to that. It's not packed. So if I need it, I can go get it. But everything's upstairs, and I'm lugging things downstairs and then putting back away upstairs because I'm limited on my space down here. I can't leave things set up because I'm raising a guide dog puppy. So everything has to get put away and brought back out.
Well, you remember, if the softbox is on a boom, it makes a beautiful light in the living room. Looks real modern and everything. Just leave it there. Move it up high, turn it, there's your living room light.
Yeah.
I actually did that for about a year and a half. I love the light it gave me.
Yeah, the light over my desk at the studio was two umbrellas.
Well, honestly, learning to work with the constant lights is not a bad way to go. Something we've been talking a lot about in the mentorship group is doing more constant lights or LED lights. So that way it's easier when you're trying to do, some animations or GIFs and cinematograph stuff like that. And if you can learn to work with them and get some good LED lights, I'm not sure what type of light that is, but learning to work with those is a good way to go for the tabletop stuff, because then you can add motion and easier.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, this is Mari.
Hey, Don.
Hi, Mari, how are you?
Good.
Checking your image here. It looks to me, it just looks like it's leaning over a little bit. Is it anybody else, or is it just me?
Yeah, me too. I see it.
Do you? It's just so.
Yeah, it might be my camera might be a little.
And I'm moving the little screen I have over it, but the screen says it's pretty sharp, pretty tall. This is absolutely straight up, so it must be a bit of a trick to the eye. The item that I just dragged across to see if it was straight up says that this is absolutely straight up. Nailed it. And so is this. So, okay. Sure does look a little bit like it's leaning, but
It might be the glass itself. I
Yeah.
run into that before.
or the way the highlights are in it. Who knows? I like this. You got it nice and bright so we can see the liquid coming back through. Your highlights on this are wonderful. And you've got that little bit of dark right there that separates that out from the background. And the same thing here, but your background is dark enough that you let it go bright on the side and it pulled away. So that's a nice little visual trick right there. You're going from dark edges to light edges, and it's both working very well. This edge down in here, however, we start to lose it in here. So I would say let's just very slightly darken this background right in here. Just pull it down a little bit. And I think that'll make it pop. This looks great. Your logo looks great. Everything, sharpness is all the way through. Nice. What kind of lens did you use for this, Murray?
It was a 24 to 70.
24 to 70. Do you remember where in that range you were?
I think it was 60. I have it written down there. 67, yeah.
67, all right. So how many different exposures?
There were 3. I actually had to do a duplicate the layer for the scarf because it was too white. It was overexposed. So I had to darken that a little bit.
I think it's great. I wonder, see the texture here in the lace?
Yeah,
And we're not getting it here.
I know. It was blowing up. I think because the light was overhead.
Well, it's an angle of the light, so you're getting actually a reflection off every little bit of the threads. Every thread there is giving back a reflection. So do you have one of those frames where it's darker like this?
No, just if I underexposed it, then I could see more texture.
Okay. Take the process a darker one with texture, put it in Photoshop, put a mask on it, and paint this out, or use choose subject, that in Photoshop. But before you do that, move it to a new layer like this so that Photoshop doesn't get confused by this. It'll start to try to grab that because it's in focus. Move that to a new layer, say, select subject. Should select the subject pretty darn well. Make a mask out of that, get rid of everything around, make a mask and just drop it. It should come right on top of the one that's darker. And it'll just take a little bit of blending at the edges maybe to make it work.
Wait, you're saying so darken the bottle?
No, the
You
bottle's perfect. Darken
everything else.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Process it just. Do you ever do HDR?
I think I've done it in Lightroom.
You know how it works, right?
Yeah.
You take 3 exposures or more.
Yeah.
Right. Well, in Lightroom, you can actually do a faux HDR by processing the raw file 3 different ways. You can process it dark, medium, and light, put it in Photoshop, and have Photoshop make an HDR out of it. I'm not saying to HDR this. I'm just saying think of the different layers that we could bring it over.
Yeah. Okay.
Very cool.
I do that a lot with Photoshop. I'll take one image like that and then I'll go back in and duplicate the layer, and then I'll go into Camera Raw with it as a smart object, and I'll change the exposure on it or just the highlights and shadows so that I have a darker one or a lighter one, and then I'll blend them together, and it works really good.
There's a guy on YouTube who does it with landscapes. He doesn't shoot HDR. He processes HDR, and his work looks very good, really, really good. But he claims he can get everything he needs to get out of processing the file 3 or 5 different ways. And judging from his work, he certainly can, so. I like your shot, Mari. A lot of work went into that.
Thanks. It was hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But you did it, and that's what's important. Catherine.
Yes.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi.
I like your shot here. It looks like you're coming from just almost straight across from it, aren't you?
I'm sorry, what?
I said, it looks like you're very down low to this.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, which elevates this this bottle. We got a little bit of a keystone going here. We're looking up at it. See, we can't even see the top of it. We're looking up at it. That's very cool. I like your wall. I like everything about it. I like how you got all the gold. Do you have something behind the bottle?
I have a piece of white index card behind.
Okay. Let's take a look at that, because that's really doing a nice job. I think yours was up front. Where is the card?
It's taped to the bottle.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't recommend you do that. It turned out okay here. I don't recommend you do that. I recommend that you see where's your light coming from? I don't see the light.
It's window light.
Okay. So if you see how your camera's coming from here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your bottle's turned just a little bit to the camera like that.
Yeah.
What you do with the card is you put the card out like this. With me? Then the window light lights up the card, and we see through and see that light card.
Okay.
Okay.
When you glue it to the bottle, that's why it's a little
Muddy.
yeah, muddy. It's right up next to the bottle. So the bottle itself, the thicknesses of the bottle are making it muddy. We do this, and then the light is going through the light, transferred through the light.
Okay.
But all that being said, that's how you do beer, wine, and everything. All that being said, though, you still end up with a very, very nice shot. I like this. And I imagine that some art director somewhere may actually like the low way you've done this on the back, because it's kind of fun. I'm not sure, but I would like to see it smoother, but that's pretty interesting. I love your little black edge right there. Man, it's like 2 pixels, but it just pulls the cap off the back. Same thing over here. Your bottle looks good. These look great. They're just enough focus that we can tell where they are or what they are. This looks focus stack, is it?
No, it is not.
Oops. Was it down at about 13? I mean 16?
Go back. It was a F11.
F11, all right. Really nicely done, Catherine. Good shot. The bottle looks great.
You taught me well.
Very good. Al,
Yes.
I love the song they made about you. This looks good. Your lights, this is you do real brave with this light coming down, but what it looks like is dark field lighting, which is cool. Definitely got a light above it, right?
Now,
Light above it.
I have a softbox in the back. It's a 30-inch softbox, and I put a black card over. I didn't show the top here.
Okay.
But up on top, I let a little light peek out, about 8 inches worth.
Oh, okay. So
So
you went
that
with kind of a flag on the softbox?
Yep, flag. That's the black flag there.
Yeah. Nice.
And I tilted it down just maybe about 5-6 degrees.
And where's the light that's giving us the front highlight? Is that under your camera here?
Now, I took this white card right here and I held it. I angled it when I was shooting. and I held it at different angles to get the light in front.
I would have taken the card like this and brought it right up so it was right under the lens.
Yep.
And that takes care of it when you got the top light. Very cool. All right, boom and boom. I'll go back. What I want you to do, and it will make all the difference in the world. When you do it and you look at them side by side, you'll say, oh my God, how did I not see that? This little guy, this here, right along here.
Okay.
So just take those out. And then you see the natural highlights in here,
Yes.
pull those up just a little bit.
Okay.
Just a tiny bit, pull those up, and it'll have that feeling of the liquid in there being seen.
Okay.
Yeah, really, really good. Also, put your info target right on this thing here. These are supposed to be white. I have a feeling they're not quite white. And so maybe a little nick to brighten these up.
Okay.
What's it called? What's the nick one that I like? Damn it.
Mesa?
Vivesa. If you put the target for Vivesa on the white, it will only affect the white. So
Okay.
if you do it, it won't make the dark come up. It only affects the white. You pull that up. I call it my digital fill card. It can be really, really well done. All right, super good, Al. Thank you.
Thanks.
Carl.
Don, how's it going?
Good, Carl. Boy, it's centered up nicely there.
Thanks.
Now your table is level. You can see that. That's perfectly straight. But this is at an angle. What is that? Why is that at an angle like that? Is it
It's because I had it on the grass. Yeah, the like surface it was on wasn't super level.
okay? Color coming through the top. That's pretty. All the light coming through it. Really, really pretty. That background's just very slightly out of focus, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I think I was shooting probably at f4.
Okay, so you just pulled that line of focus right through the bottle. Looks good. And you say it's natural light?
It's like a combination of natural light, and then I had 2 speed lights behind the stained glass.
Oh, okay. All right, so you're really blasting the stained glass with the lights from behind.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
like super backlit. Well, I heard you're supposed to backlight glass, so that's what I was trying to do here. Was like I was going all in on the backlighting.
I would say this, it's not that you should always backlight glass. It's just that if you front light glass, you're gonna hate it.
Okay.
You're just really gonna hate it. It doesn't work. Side light and backlight, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the dark field lighting, I think, is probably actually better than this. Because I remember he talked about that like maybe a year ago.
Yeah.
You talked about it again this class a little bit, but yeah, I remember the dark field lighting is really nice.
Yeah, dark field lighting is really, really pretty. However, it's also very stark. It's contextual, removes the context behind the item, right? It's no location. Your background is really kind of a part of this image. It's nice. You could have put possible maybe that 2 black cards, one here and one here. And what these black cards would do is it would give shape to these edges. Because right at that point around the base goes around like this, right? Right at this point here, it's going to reflect what's ever over there. And if it's black, you get that tiny, thin little bit of darkness on the side. Let's go back and look at
Yeah, it'd probably look a lot better with the black cards. I think that's what I should have done, actually, now that you're mentioning that.
Yeah, because see this, it would get
Yeah.
rid of this brightness and we'd get that definition from the back.
Okay.
Yeah. Very cool.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. David Hayden.
How you doing?
Good. That's a nice shot, David. Really, I love the spray light you have going on behind the artifacts here.
Yeah, it's a pretty complicated setup I made. I wasn't very happy with this, and I was experimenting with a new lighting idea, and I didn't have time to work it out because other things came up. But like, I don't like that the thing the necklace form is sitting on is a little tilted. That really annoys me, but I didn't have a chance to go back and reshoot it.
How big is the necklace? Is that thing?
That little necklace stand,
Yeah.
14, 15 inches high.
Oh, okay.
About a quarter of it's down below the set.
The color on the background is amazing.
That's with a grow light. You get these grow lights from Walmart and they have red and blue. And then what I did is I just masked off the blue LEDs, and they still threw a wash around the red. It's a cool thing to do. I've done it with a couple shots. That's really pretty cool.
Y'all notice that David has grow lights from Colorado.
Yeah, philodendrons.
You can get those bad boys at the Circle K, you know what I'm saying? Colorado.
So
you open slot in the box, translating the foil reflector behind the bottle.
yeah, so I that box I used for the water bottle or the drink.
Yeah.
I laid it down and shined light in it, let all that foil throw the light up. Then I covered it with another black card and cut out a notch, put a piece of foil behind it to light up the back of the glass. That was sort of my lighting idea I was trying.
Okay.
And
So
that-
this has got a little bit of a glow to it then.
Yeah,
Wow.
but I didn't, the color of the liquid is still too dark.
That's a very complex.
I'll tell you, those makeup mirrors are kind of fun
Yeah, they are.
because you can focus the light, that's what it does. It's a concave. So I just kept angling it around so I could get the
If
light
you're-
I wanted.
Yeah, and you're
across
using the Godox SL60, so this is a continuous light over here.
Right.
So if you're working with continuous lights, mirrors can be they're a pain in the ass if you're working with flash. Because you can't, you have to do one and look at it and move it and do another one. With the continuous light, you can actually see it. Really nicely done, David. Thank you. Really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mark, this is Carolyn.
Yep, that's
Is
my
it
one.
actually frozen in the ice?
Yes, yeah, and by the time I finished the shoot, it was all melted and split everywhere. I did a few photos with that as well.
So did you put it in something and then froze it overnight or something?
I put it in a sort of wedge ice block holder that was those ones that are made out of the sort of flexible.
Okay.
Like silicone or something?
Yeah, silicone. That's right. Yeah. So I put it in a silicone ice block holder. So they're sort of just long wedges.
It's really cool. And
Literally.
I don't, no pun intended. It really looks good. I like it a lot.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because it distorts the shape of the bottle. So I wasn't sure if that was good or not to have it slightly distorted.
Nah, got a blue gel here. Is that on a light, the blue gel?
Yeah, that's just an little LED light.
Okay. And then you've got a strip box behind it.
Yep.
Silver reflector, white, and then a snoot with an 8-inch grid pointing at what?
Oh, I was sort of pointing down, trying to get
That's
the,
this one then.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's the snoot is leaving us this. It's also
Yeah.
giving us all these highlights on the tops of the drops here. Okay. This is really cool, Carolyn.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah, it is. I love it.
Yeah, that's really
It's
cool.
amazing. Yeah, it's very hard to keep the ice
No, it's great.
stacked and not slippery. It just melts as you go. It was pretty. I had water everywhere by the end of it.
No, it's just that you have that concept. It's like wonderful. I can't wait to see more of your work.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful. Mark.
Hi, Don.
Hey, Mark. Real classic, really fun. Going with the out of focus top here. It's so reminiscent of the 80s perfume shots. It's very cool.
Thank you. Thank you. I was really trying to do something a little bit different from the other times that we've done this. So, yeah, I like this a lot.
It's really classic and really clean here. And what I like about it is that it's minimalist, right?
Yeah.
It's very minimalist, but it's so pretty by itself. You know who else is going to love this is the product designer who designed the bottle. And keep in mind, folks, that sometimes these perfumes, not sometimes, most of the times, these perfumes, they've got about $1 worth of liquid inside a $6 bottle. And the money goes into the bottles. And that's just really pretty, Mark. You just actually said, look, I'm going to bring out everything about this bottle. You got your dark cards around it, giving that little dark edge. Showed us what the cap looks like. I love this little gradation that you have going here. It's very subtle from here to here.
Yeah.
Really subtle, but it's just it moves the eye. And it takes it, the shot isn't flat. You've got a, gradation here to here, in through the glass. There's gradations right through here. It's not flat at all. It looks really good. And it's really simply done. Look at that.
Well, Don, you're the one who always said honor the design.
Yeah. That's where all their money goes. when they're doing perfume, all the money goes into so much thought goes into the bottle, because you're buying a fragrance which you can't see or touch. So the only thing they can do to set themselves off is make the bottle cool. And so, and very much, it's very similar with high-end liqueur. They put so much time into the shape of the bottle so that when you walk in, if all the bottles of gin were in the same, all types of gin were in the same bottle, it'd be hard to stand out. It's just gin. So they make those bottles so that you go, okay, that bottle, that's this kind of, this brand, that, the Hennessy has its own shape, and, yeah, really cool. Nicely done, Mark. Really well done.
Thanks, Don.
Yeah. Terry Ross, I love your shadow, your I'm sorry, your light coming here and your shadow, Terry. That's cool.
Thank you. Sorry, I don't have my camera set up yet, so I'm getting there.
Well, this looks really good. What did you shoot? Shoot it with an iPhone or something? No, you shot it with a camera. What do you mean you didn't have your camera set up? I don't
She's
know.
talking about her Zoom camera.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry, no problem. I love this little bit of pink here. That's so cool. This looks great. And I love how you have the highlight of this crystal against the dark part of the thing back there. It looks like you've got a flag in front of the light.
Yeah, I tried to make a global.
These little light things coming from the cubes are really cool. Really very dynamic. We'll see how you lit it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And this one's firing as well?
Yeah, just very low, just to light up the front a little bit.
Yep. Got your scrim on there. This is coming through the scrim, right?
Yep.
That's just giving you like your ambient. And then you use the strobe here, and you can see the ambient is what keeps these shadows from being black.
Yeah.
You just bring it up. You still get your shadows, but you just control it by how much ambient you're providing there.
Yeah, it's pretty much minimal light coming from the top, but
enough. It just sparkles it up. That's a nice shot, Terry. Good job.
thank you. My main issue was I couldn't get that last E on the bottle to show up. I put a card in every angle, so the Versace on the very end. Yeah, the E on the end of the word, the Versace, I don't know how I could have got that. But maybe I'll try that in that Vivase you said that might be able to help
I
it
would
with that.
actually, I would go in and very carefully cut it out with the lasso tool or the pen tool, right?
Yeah.
Move it to a new layer and just color it.
Okay.
That's what we
If-
have to do.
If I'm getting the shape of that bottle correctly, I don't know that you're going to be able to get that necessarily with the I mean, you might be able to, but it looks like the bottle, it's actually going in the other direction. So the V is kind of like towards the camera, and then the ersatz like in the middle is going in the other direction. Then that E is
The
like
E
pointing off.
The E is actually reflecting the dark shadow.
Yeah.
Had you moved your light a little bit this way and put it there, then
Oh,
you get
maybe.
all of it, because the E would be reflecting the brighter tile here. But right
Maybe if-
now,
Yeah.
the angle you have it here, it's reflecting the shadow of the edge of the bottle itself is making it dark.
Right.
Did you try putting a piece of paper actually on the surface?
Mhm.
But-
Yeah, I did.
And that didn't bring it up either.
No.
I wouldn't even worry about it. I would just go in there and color it by bringing it to a new layer and color it. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're going to cut out an E. Thank God you're not cutting out an S, right? Yeah. Very cool.
Also, actually.
Oh, wow. Nice product shot. Whose is this? Anybody?
Is there no name?
It's
still, you're
Jonathan
still
West.
zoomed in.
It's Jonathan West.
Oh, Jonathan West. Okay. Doesn't appear to be here. Jonathan, it's a really, really clean shot, sir. Real pretty. Very minimal, very clean, very much a product shot. I like what you did. This, if you're gonna put that hard light on that chrome, you got to clean that chrome up so well. It's gonna take a little bit of blending up there. Chrome has to be really, because it's scratchy. I kind of, in a way, like that one a little bit better, although I don't necessarily, I couldn't tell you why. Probably because I'm not crazy about this light on the dome. And here I don't get it.
That one has a commanding feel.
Yeah.
It has, because he's over, it looks taller, majestic. It's
Yeah, when you shoot up at something, you make it more iconic.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that one, I think, captures that.
Yeah, nicely done, Jonathan. Well, yeah, nice and simple. Got the black cards here, the white cards. The light is coming off a big white board, which is a great way to light, folks. Big white boards are great lights.
Yeah,
Real clean.
he's mentioning a mirror base with LEDs in the center of it. Do you know anything about that? Or have you ever seen one of those?
No, I don't know what those are. So they're doing this up here. It must be like you know what it looks like? It looks like those lights you get for the closet. Have you seen those, the LED lights? And they got the top here is like you touch it, you bump it and it activates
little
it, and you
puck
bump it
lights.
to turn it off. That's what it kind of looks like, because I've got some in my closet.
IKEA has some like that are made to be mounted under kitchen cabinets too, that are
Yes,
round.
yes.
You can buy individually, and they usually have a flat glass top on them.
Yep.
Maybe it's just a coaster.
An LED coaster.
Does it light up?
Yeah. So you can see 1 light, 2, 3, 4. There's lights down under here that are.
Oh,
I've got one of those things that I have a crystal on. Actually, it's got an LED dead middle of the base, and you can turn it on and off. I wonder if it's one of those things that's just got an LED in the middle, or
I
a
think
group of
he did-
LEDs.
Sorry, he did put something in the description that he had on the light coming up from there.
Yeah, it was on the next one. No,
previous one, previous.
yeah.
No, the previous one.
You skipped it.
What?
There.
Yeah.
Nope. Now you went by it again.
Oh, here.
Stop.
Yeah,
Okay.
here. Yeah, it's very clean. He's using, you see what he's using for a background too, right? This is a black board. It's a black piece of poster board or foam core. He's just blasting it with so much light that it's turning white. That's a nice touch as well. Very cool.
Is
James
this what you
Adams.
were, Don, is this
Yeah.
what you were talking about? We actually have them in our house. That LED light that goes under the counter,
Yeah,
is this it?
it looks like I have them in my closets. I have
Yeah,
them
that
on the
looks like
closet
what I
door. You
have.
open up the closet door, you just touch it and it lights up the closet, just a little LED, runs off AA batteries.
Yeah,
And then all you do is hit it again and, tap it and it goes off.
these have like motion sensors in them. When I'm in my kitchen, I run my hand under the counter and it just turns on.
Oh, those are cool. But they're not battery operated. They're actually wired in, right?
No, battery.
Are they battery?
Yeah, battery.
Very cool. James. James, are you here? Are you here, James?
I am. How you doing?
Oh, there you are. I'm doing well.
Good.
I like your light coming through the back here. I like that a lot. That's really cool. These look good. That looks good. Everything in this bottle looks good. I like your horizon. It's not, you're right on the border of where it's starting to get too high. I would have preferred it been down here. So put the horizon like on the bottom of the perfume. That's not important. That still looks good. All this looks good, and your spray light back there looks good. I think your subject and the spray light, I think it's all a little bit dark. Are you Lightroom or Capture One?
Capture.
I just go back into it and you could use a radial brush, out about like
Right.
that, and just tiny bit, right? Pull it up. That'll give you a little bit more of a vignette out here, but it'll pull this up because these are supposed to be silver. That's our bright area here, silver. And if you put your your info palette on top of that, it's going to be fairly gray, and we can certainly bring those up just a little more to pop them. Logo
That'd be
looks
easy enough to
great.
do. I actually took the left side down a little bit because I thought it was a little bit too bright
Over here?
on the silver, right up
Oh,
there,
over
just
here?
underneath the cap. Yeah.
Yeah. That probably is okay. It's right over here
Okay.
that what we have to to deal with. So I'd still try the radial filter and then make it a smart object, right?
Right.
It goes into Photoshop as a smart object, and you can blend it back with the one, blend that area back with the one below it, this one, the one you already have here.
True. Right.
And then pull that back, even them out.
Yeah, I only had a couple hours to do this Sunday before I had to leave to go to LA for a shoot. And actually, I just came off the road 2 hours ago.
Well, good. What were you shooting in LA?
I had a corporate headshot gig down there. We did 200 headshots over 2 days.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The post is going to be the lot of work. That starts tonight.
Do you do your own post on that?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. I would not do my own post on that. I'd find somebody that did it. That's too much.
I've got a couple of very, very efficient and very quick plugins into Photoshop that do a phenomenal job. And it's pretty fast.
Cool. I love it. I think this looks really good. I like its color, the purple against that sort of warm, muddy gold, looks really good. Nice shot, James.
It wasn't until I started doing the post in LA that I noticed that the spray nozzle was facing the front. I wish I had turned that around.
Yeah.
That black spot in the center of the cap.
Yeah. Right here.
Yep.
Yeah. That'd have been pretty with all that purple in there. That would have been pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nicely done, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, you're shooting with a long lens here.
It's 105. It's a
105.
real
It's got-
tiny bottle.
Yeah, and it's got the I just saw that's the
That's the hood.
the hood, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I fought with the horizon line, and I had the camera was right down almost exactly on the surface itself, and I couldn't get it any lower. I was trying to get it lower.
Well, there's something to be said for this horizon line that I like. I like them lower. However, I do like how the horizon line comes in, right? But the perfume goes below it. See what I'm saying? So there's a dynamic to it. So that works out really well.
I have to try that trick of angling the card behind the bottle because I do have a white card behind it, but it's really close.
Do you have a light above?
No, I don't.
Okay. If you have a light above, let's say you got your bottle sitting here, you have a light above.
Right.
You tilt the card back like this.
Right.
Then that thing's so bright, you get all the light and an angle of incidence, angle of reflection that forces it right back through the bottle. But that subtle light there looks good. What you did looks very good. What? Hello?
Yeah, I was gonna say, in terms of the horizon line, he doesn't have to get any lower. It just needs to move the bottle back further.
Possibly. Yep. Yeah. Doesn't have to
It's
come in
on
lower.
the edge.
Yep.
There is no more back further.
And that gets
Oh.
Yep.
It looked like
Really-
there was. Maybe there's not.
really close to the back.
Okay.
Very nice there, James. Really good.
Thank you, sir.
Phyllis.
Hello.
Hi, Phyllis.
Hi.
Very high key. And you still kept that in it. You kept these edges. They're there. They're very faint, but they're there. That's very pretty. Phyllis, that's very pretty.
Thank you. I struggled with this assignment.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad when people have to work at it, because you'll learn more from your screw ups, then you'll learn from your hits.
Right.
And so when it's hard, that just means that you push through pretty good right here. I think you needed a black card somewhere off camera here, somewhere off camera there, that would give you those black edges on this
Okay.
where it reflects just that soft, pull it off the background a little bit. The gold color looks good through there. All of this looks really, really good. Is this focus stack by any chance?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, nice. Everything's nice and sharp in here. You've got a little bit of darkness on these edges, which pulls that off the background. Yeah, and right here where you lose the shoulders, that could be a black card up here. You see what I'm saying? Because these shoulders are really reflecting what's up there. So even if you had black cards on the side, you've got something on the side. It's probably just Naked Studio over there. But if you had that black card up there, then that little rim of darkness would come up here. At some point in the curve of that perfume bottle, some point here, it's going to reflect that card. You know, there's an infinite amount of radius here, but at some point it's going to reflect that card. And that's that little dark point that we want to see coming here.
Okay.
That's really pretty. Is there a behind the scenes shot?
Yes. So there was actually an LED light behind it. There was a window, but I actually had an LED light behind it.
So you do have an LED back there coming forward.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
And 2 loom cubes there, but I didn't use it. I held some cards up, but I wasn't seeing any difference.
Probably not with the loom cubes like that. You got your light to the front. You know, the best way to use white cards, of all the lights coming from the back, then you use the white cards as your main, as your fill.
Okay.
But if you put a white card here, you'd be hitting the white card and wouldn't do any good. No, I think you did a good job with it. This is a very modern way of lighting with point light sources, and you did a good job.
It's on a lighted pad too.
Hey, Phyllis.
Yes.
Last week there was 66 photos in the album. This week there's 49. So there's a lot of people that tried it and struggled and didn't submit something. So by at least submitting the best that you can do, and then you take the critique and do whatever to make it better, you know, reshoot it, and then just keep coming back. Some of us have been working with Don for, you know, at least a couple of years, if not more. So just do like you did, do the best you can, and you submit it, and then work on it, and you keep showing up. And you know, the people that didn't submit, that had a hard time, they're not going to get the information on what they could have done better.
Great.
I
really enjoyed watching everybody's comments.
I can't remember who it was, but I believe it was Woody Allen who said that 90% of success is just showing up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Show up and be there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's really true in landscapes. Half the time it's just showing up at the right time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who was it that said F8 and be there? It's like Eddie Adams, somebody, photojournalist. Put it on F8 and be there. All right, Mark, that's a nice product shot.
Thank you.
Really ripped abs.
Yeah.
So you can spray this on your tummy?
Well,
you can get really ripped abs. Can I get some? I need a gallon of this.
If that's the way it's supposed to work, I'm taking it back because it's not.
Oh, okay.
So you just take a bath in it.
You know, I guess. Yeah, there was 3 bottles that came in the package. I got, you know, the after Christmas sale, so I'd have some things to shoot, and I was thinking of what I had to put together, and the branding on that bottle with the really ripped abs, and using
I love
the
it.
little weight.
Nice highlights down this, nice highlights down the cap up here. We see all the ribs in the cap. Your out of focus background, which is warm, makes the blue pop off the background.
Do you call those little weights?
Yeah, they're 10 pounds.
Oh, well, okay. They
It's a
look like
really
25.
it's a really small bottle. Look at the handles for the power cable thing there.
Yeah, okay. I guess they are little lights.
See, and that's because Mark's abs are so ripped, Derek. He just needs a little bottle, touch up. Well,
Well, don't forget, I do get up at 4:30 every morning and go to the gym, Derek. It doesn't quite work, although.
all right, all right.
Ugh.
See how you put this set up. All right. Well,
White card
overall
on each
ambient, and then you got a little poppy light coming from the left.
No ambient. It's no, the soft box above.
Yeah.
That light with the reflector has got a grid on it that's hitting the background.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's back here. Got
Yeah,
it. Got it.
I got the center of it is right behind the bottle there, and just enough power to give it some
Yeah,
light.
I was just going to ask you if you got rid of the highlight here, that thing would be. So the grid's not letting it see it.
Yeah, and then that soft box down as low as I could pretty much get it, and still get cards underneath of it.
Uh-huh. It looks blue. Is there a blue gel somewhere, or is it just?
It's my cell phone. It's
okay.
the mixture because I have the daylight LEDs on my modeling lights, and my cell phone white balance is off.
Yes. Well done shot, Mark.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Veronica.
Hi.
Hi. Upside down wine glass.
It's a champagne glass, yeah.
Makes a nice stand.
It's a long one, and I kind of wanted to get why I captured it, the whole thing, but it minimized the perfume bottle. So I'm like, well, that doesn't.
That's a very small.
It doesn't,
perfume bottle.
represent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at how tiny. Can you see how tiny this is?
Oh,
These are,
yeah. Yeah.
These are my mom's, and she has tons. So I thought I'd use them.
Well, the light looks good. You can really tell that it's a tiny bottle. Which is probably a selling point. Light looks good. I love the dark edges here on the edge, separating it from the background so well.
Okay, good. Not too dark. Not too dark.
Is what too dark? The edges? Not necessarily, not for this kind. This bottle's not glossy, right? It's got a texture to it.
Right.
Yeah. Because you can see there's no sharp reflections on the bottle. They're all diffused. That means it's got a texture to it. A little bit of diffusion. Yeah, that's that's nice. I don't see it's back in there somewhere.
No, so see on this side, right behind the diffusion panel, there's a light.
Mm-hmm.
And so that light's going to the glass, and then my camera is off.
Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. I didn't see it. I was wondering where it was.
Yeah, that's because the white is, your eyes is all over
Okay,
the white.
I got it. Yeah. So this was lighting it from the side, and then you got a white card over here.
It's lighting it from behind. And I'm sitting off camera, off camera. The camera is facing the panel.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. So you're shooting into the light panel.
See, I wanted to take it this direction to show where the light was coming from.
Got it.
To show the light panel. I did take the other photo, the other behind the scenes, and I actually looked at it and I'm like, does this look art-like? Does it look like a magazine art thing? So I don't know if I'm looking at it like, I think I have to do something to it, but I'll post it just to get feedback.
Sure.
But you know how some of those behind the scenes look arty in a sense? Yeah.
Yeah, I like to see it.
This one's mine.
Hi, Jessica. How are you?
Good. I'm sorry, I rushed this so bad. I did it like 2 hours before before uploading it. I've been super busy, so I did it to hold myself accountable, but I am not proud of this.
Okay.
Just putting that out there now.
The thing that this bottle is so delicate. The thing you gotta watch, we can't have these dark areas in this bottle. It's too rough, right? So this is gonna take probably cutting out a piece of cardboard the same shape as this heart, right? But a little bit bigger, and then leaning it back. So you got your bottle like this, your top, and your heart thing is leaning back like this. And your top light coming down lights this up. So if you stood it up, it'd probably come up to about here because you're laying it down. It has to be bigger when you lay it down. And that will get rid of all these little dark things. This little dark thing here is probably that dark area there on the facets, because this bottle's got all these facets. That's a terribly difficult bottle to photograph.
And I don't own perfume. Like I don't own cute fancy bottles like this and stuff. So I literally went to the store to like pick one off the shelf that had angles, but clearly that was a grand idea for last minute stuff.
Yeah. So stay with this shot. The clean gray background is fine. Come in closer so there's not so much wasted or naked space. Okay. Come in closer, and then work with this with white cards and light, and get all the facets to show up, because we're not seeing the ones up front. We need to, and then make all the facets and get rid of the dark things by using cards. Okay. And then post it in Facebook. Don't let this be the last time you shut this bottle.
No, I need to totally redo it for sure.
You need to get the win, right? That's how we do it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So little small white and black cards in here. That's fine. Small black and white cards in there, or I'm sorry, white and all the way around it. That'll give you the edge. Very cool. So is this the light?
I'm trying to just use one light source and use cards to bounce back like the whole my own side challenge, I guess.
Sure,
the whole assignment. And since I started with that light, I was like, that's the one I have to do the whole time. And yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. It's easy to get rid of those dark lines. I see where they're coming from. They're coming from that seam there. Really good. Really good, Jess. Thank you. You'll have it. You'll nail it. I know you will.
Thanks.
All right. The next assignment goes up tomorrow morning. I was out of town and I'm a little bit behind, but it'll be up tomorrow morning. We all need to go to bed anyway today. So
Do you want to give us a hint?
Spoiler alert.
yeah, I'll give you a hint. It's a Joni Mitchell song. Every light has its shadow and every shadow has its light.
Cool.
Okay.
Next week is all about the shadow.
Ooh.
Just the shadow. All right. It'll be a lot of fun.
Hey,
Everybody
Doug.
have a great one.
Always is.
We'll see
Let
you
me
next
show you
time.
something real quick.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
I'm going to share the screen here. And I'll show you that bottle I was telling you about.
Okay, hold on. I got to give you permission. Okay.
It says you cannot
Is Mark
start.
still here? Mark? Did Mark bail?
Which one?
Mark Galun. Mark has a bottle of perfume, men's cologne. That's the hardest bottle I've ever seen in my life to photograph. It's like a sail on a ship, comes down like this and it's round at the bottom and square on the side. It's like, whoa.
Huh. Hey, you got to unshare your screen before I can.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep. There you go.
Let me see here. That's different.
Queen is here.
Okay, hold on. So I figure out what I'm supposed to do. Zoom maybe? Yeah, I guess it's not gonna let me without shutting everything down and starting up.
Oh, no.
I think Dawn has to give permission or something.
I did. I gave him.
Yeah, he's
permission,
done that. It's just,
And I
some
stopped
reason-
He has some
sharing. so-
security permissions on his own machine that like have to restart to take. I've had that happen with, I have it happen with like Google Meets all the time with clients who are obnoxious.
yeah, because it keeps taking me back to security and privacy, and then it tells me I have to restart or out of Zoom.
Ah,
So I'll just show you a different time.
all right. Just just make sure you can share next time and we'll look at it then.
Hey, Don, super fast. I'm gonna go tomorrow to the dollar store and I found this one after I did my grandma's stuff.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to do it just to challenge myself. This was the one I could see my entire house in.
Oh, yeah. You gotta put the white cards around.
White cards
White
all
cards,
around.
because you control what it sees. It is
Right.
seeing your house. So put white cards where you see your house in it and it'll see white. Yep, that's how you
Okay,
do it.
so I had it inside of an Amazon box. Is that a bad idea? Or like I had it inside of a box and,
Yeah, that's not gonna take care of what's in front. Yeah,
okay,
you need to get white cards out where your camera is.
Yeah,
okay.
I have a foam board with a hole cut in it that I put my lens through.
Yep.
Interesting.
Okay,
And I've seen people do stuff like this. You've got your set, come on. You got your set here, right? Your stuff's on the table and you got your camera here and your tripod. They'll actually take 4x8 foam cores and build a thing like that behind them.
They've got problems.
So they're controlling everything that bottle sees is in their control. You can do it with a card here and a card here, and you got a space for the camera to go through, and a card here and a card here. You can do the same thing. Totally control what this bottle sees.
And you have to control for the ceiling too.
Yes. Yep.
well, because it's inside of an Amazon box, that gets the ceiling out of the picture, right?
Yeah, except it doesn't there's no light on top of the bottle. That's going to be a challenge right there.
Oh,
That's not a good place for it.
okay,
Now you could see how do we do this without going too far in the weeds. You could take an Amazon box. And cut the lid off the top and put diffusion material over the top like this.
okay,
Then you can put it in here and put a light above the diffusion material and it'll light up everything in the box, plus give you that shoulder on your bottle. It'll give you that shoulder light right here. The light here on the side will give you the highlights up the side of it. And then you've got your camera here and your white cards controlling what the bottle sees.
okay.
And the only thing the bottle's going to see is that little place, that little narrow gap where your camera's coming through. And it's going to go right down the front of the bottle.
So like I could get tissue paper.
Yeah.
Okay,
Tissue paper depends on the light. Don't use a strobe behind it, behind or close to it, because tissue paper will catch on fire.
oh,
You can use the baking paper. What's it called?
Parchment.
Parchment. Parchment works really well.
I have some of that.
Yeah, then you don't have to
So-
worry about it.
So if I catch it on fire though, that'll add some drama to
That'd be
it.
very nice. You just be really, really fast with the trigger. You got to get it before the sprinkler system goes off. Otherwise, this doesn't work.
Unless you want the rain effect.
Yeah, there's that thing. Make sure your sprinkler system's got 50% gel in it. That way it'll make the night spots.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Have a good one. We'll see you
All
next
right.
time.
Later.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank
See
you,
ya.
Dawn.